Yo, what up? Russ here. Let's talk PS5 Pro. So, Sony has officially unveiled the PS5 Pro. They had a technical presentation, so they call it. I don't really know if you could really call it that. It was basically just a 10-minute video that Mark Cerny was talking over the entire time, basically going through all the design philosophy and the capabilities of the PS5 Pro and explaining why it's basically the next big step forward in PlayStation gaming. And then we got a price and a release date. So to start off with that, PS5 Pro is going to retail at $699, coming out November 7th. So basically right in time for the holiday season. And that price tag does not include a stand. Even though they like showing the standoff in the marketing pictures, they like showing it standing up, but you can't put it in the box. I don't know what the problem is, why you do that. It's stupid. And also is the digital version. They're not selling a disc drive with this PS5 Pro. You can still get the disc drive add-on, which is another 80 bucks. So if you like getting physical games and want to have that add-on, you're gonna have to pony up some more cash for it. So in total, to get like the complete package of PlayStation 5 Pro, it's gonna run you about $810, and that's before taxes. It does come with a 2TB SSD, which is nice, as well as all the accessories that have worked on the regular PS5 will work on this one, including the things I just mentioned. The stand that you purchased for the other PS5s, well, is the same stand you'll get for this, as well as a disc drive. Because this is basically just a PS5 Slim design-wise with more fins on the side. I guess for better cooling and maybe some other stuff. But yeah, that's a lot. And what are you getting for that? Well, they narrowed it down to 3 basic things, or as Mark Cerny would like to call them,
the big 3.
You're getting a larger GPU, which is kind of self-explanatory. Advanced ray tracing, which is also kind of self-explanatory in a way. Although what they were showing off, I'm kind of curious if that was actually PlayStation footage, because honestly, that looked way too good to be on a console. And the last thing was AI upscaling. They call it PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which is basically just a machine learning engine that sharpens image quality by adding detail. Basically allows you to get, again, better quality without losing frame rates and stuff like that. That's basically all they covered very, very quickly, might I add. They didn't spend too much time on any of this stuff. The overall goal for this console was to really blur the line between fidelity and performance mode, because they noticed that majority of players are picking to play their games on performance mode instead of fidelity. I guess it's kind of disappointing to the developers that put a lot of time into the graphics of their game, that people just aren't picking the option to actually see it. So they really wanted all that detail to be seen without losing performance that players, you know, are wanting in their games. It almost seems like they're trying to go back to how I guess it used to be, when you just put the game in and started playing instead of having to choose graphical options like we do now. And this thought is kind of enforced by the fact that when they were showing comparisons of different games on PS5 and PS5 Pro, they made sure that you knew what mode the PS5 was running in, either performance or fidelity. But the PS5 Pro didn't have the same label on it. It was just ambiguous on what it was doing, which makes me wonder if there's actually graphical settings or if it's just an all-in-one type of mode, or maybe there's like a balance or something like that or the other. Maybe like future updates in games will allow you to have like a balanced mode between the two. And even those comparisons, they just showed how you got sharper image qualities on Pro compared to the performance mode on PS5, as well as you got better frame rates as compared to the fidelity modes on PS5 as well. To be honest, aside from the frame rates, which were, you know, drastically different, so it's easy to tell the difference, the fidelity, the difference in details between, you know, specific modes wasn't all that great. I mean, you really have to zoom in. You really have to be looking forward to actually tell the difference. And that brings into question if this whole console in itself is worth it for the whole $700. $810 if you're getting everything. Me personally, I don't think so. I am perfectly fine with my OG PS5 that's sitting on the side over here. I don't care about graphics that much to where I need to like shell out a whole bunch of money to try and have things look better. I prefer my games to run well as opposed to looking pretty 90% of the time, and I'm okay with taking that hit in graphics, you know, unless it's just really, really bad, like you know, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I don't know, unless you have the best monitor or TV, you already like spent a whole bunch of money on like the best PC you have, and then you're just into having the best top of the line hardware that's out there. Then you're probably already, you know, pre-ordering this, which I think pre-orders go live on the 26th of September. So you're probably already going to do that, which more power to you. But for like the average person, or even if you don't have a PS5 yet, if you don't have a PS5 yet, you don't need this. If you're just trying to get into the PlayStation system, just get the regular ass PS5. If you have a PS5, again, unless yours is just giving you issues, you want the bigger hard drive, which would be the main selling point for me, would be the bigger hard drive. I don't know if that's really much of an upgrade either, because especially if you got the physical edition, you're going to spend more trying to get that functionality back. And then again, you're losing the stand too. You got to spend more trying to get that functionality back too. It's weird that I'm calling a stand functionality, but at this point it is. And to also add on to the fact, again, that they're not selling these with disk drives anymore. So that kind of pushes the narrative of physical media going away, and possibly even next console generation, that they're not going to have physical games anymore at all. And that's going to suck for a lot of people. Most of the world buys digital nowadays anyway. I'm guilty of that. I started buying digital back on a PS3, minus some games that I've either bought special editions for, or, you know, you're just walking through the store and you see it on sale and you're just like, oh, I'll grab that. Sure, why not? And nowadays I've kind of started picking up more physical games, just more because of, I guess, game preservation and that whole thing. You know, I know it doesn't really matter too much if you have the disc or not, because you're still downloading the game. But I still have that, I guess, fear of not being able to like go back and pick up games if they get like delisted, like freaking Spec Ops: The Line is one of them. So having that physical copy, while they may, it's completely possible that they could even block you from downloading the game again. I feel like that's pretty possible, but you can't erase that the game exists if you have it, you know? That's kind of where I stand on that a little bit. So that's why I've kind of started picking up more physical games for ones that I feel like, you know, should be remembered in history, or just games that I really like. And I'm guilty of buying games twice, Rebirth being one, so I just don't have to put the physical disc in the drive to play the game. I can just select it on the freaking home screen. Is that a waste of money? Yes, definitely is, but that's how I choose to spend it, because I'm stupid. But yeah, it's an expensive option this time around, but it's still there if you want to have it, although they're really making it hard to keep this hobby of ours alive. But yeah, like outside of that, like this thing is really just for the hardcore PlayStation fans that want the most premium product that they can get to play the games that release. I'm not one of those people. So like I said, I'll be sticking with my PS5 unless mine just breaks and I just have the money to upgrade. And even then, why hasn't the PS5 gone on sale? I know they just upped the price in like a lot of other countries, which is just mind-boggling to me. But usually when stuff like this happens, they usually have a price cut on like the original model, and they haven't done that yet. So we're still paying day one prices, at least in the US. We're still paying day one prices for the PS5, and on top of that, a whole lot more for the Pro. If you're gonna put this Pro out there, you could at least cut the PS5 down a little bit. And maybe they will. But I don't really see it happening, honestly. Also, actually, one last thing. What was the point of like producing this whole video? Honestly, this could have been a blog post. This could have been a tweet, a fucking TikTok. This could have been an IG story for all I care. Like, there was no need to put all that into this 10-minute video. Like, it said nothing, honestly. Like, okay, it said a little bit, but it didn't say too much, okay? Like, we could have easily just read this shit. For real, like, I like my 10 minutes back. Can I get my 10 minutes back? I would really like to have my 10 minutes back. Oh my God. But anyway, what do you guys think about the PS5 Pro? Are you gonna get it? Is it worth it to you guys? If so, let me know in the comments down below why you wanna drop almost a stack on this damn console. I'm really curious to hear your reasons why. Or are you not gonna get it? Are you sticking with your PS5 or whatever you have in general? If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you like content like this and want to see more, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Russ, practically out. Later.